and we forge our future with the same flame as our steel. Oh, there's a place in the Midwest, and it's calling you home. The best part of Portage is what's next. The best part of Portage is you. There's more for you in Indiana. There's a place in the Midwest, 50 miles southeast of Chicago, nestled near the coast of Lake Michigan. It's a place driven by what's coming next, a place where industry is the lifeblood of its community, and its pulse is gritted with sand and steel, fire and smoke. It's a city building its future together, one business, one family, and one home at a time. This is a place for makers, doers, and dreamers. It's where the global marketplace meets hometown values, where Americana isn't just a tradition, it's a way of life. Here, your experience makes the difference. With access to railroads, major waterways, and 8 different highways, this is a place in motion, sending goods, services, and ideas not just across the state, but across the world. And when the work ends, the day's just beginning, with beaches like West Beach in the Indiana Dunes National Park, exciting hiking and biking trails like the Diana of the Dunes Dare or the BMX track, and local treasures and exciting festivals, you'll know you're in more than just a bedroom community. From veterans of foreign wars to hometown heroes, our diversity is our strength, and we forge our future with the same flame as our steel. Oh, there's a place in the Midwest, and it's calling you home. The best part of Portage is what's next. The best part of Portage is you. There's more for you in Indiana. There's a place in the Midwest, 50 miles southeast of Chicago, nestled near the coast of Lake Michigan. It's a place driven by what's coming next, a place where industry is the lifeblood of its community, and its pulse is gritted with sand and steel, fire and smoke. It's a city building its future together, one business, one family, and one home at a time. This is a place for makers, doers, and dreamers. It's where the global marketplace meets hometown values, where Americana isn't just a tradition, it's a way of life. Here, your experience makes the difference. With access to railroads, major waterways, and 8 different highways, this is a place in motion, sending goods, services, and ideas not just across the state, but across the world. And when the work ends, the day's just beginning, with beaches like West Beach in the Indiana Dunes National Park, exciting hiking and biking trails like the Diana of the Dunes Dare or the BMX track, and local treasures and exciting festivals, you'll know you're in more than just a bedroom community. From veterans of foreign wars to hometown heroes, our diversity is our strength, and we forge our future with the same flame as our steel. Oh, there's a place in the Midwest, and it's calling you home.
We're going to get started. Welcome to the Board of Works meeting. Will you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Could we call the roll?
Mayor Bonta,
Here.
Member Newell, Member Lewis,
Here.
Member Farkas, Member Miletta.
Here.
Did everybody get a chance to take a look at the minutes? I know that was the meeting that may or may not have existed, right, JP? Sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unfinished business. We have the equipment and a loan supply agreement.
Yes, this is above-ground storage tanks for the street department. We're getting a special rate when we order fuel in bulk. I did have legal review. Did I send that to you, Ken? If you have not had review time?
I have not reviewed it. I've been
Okay.
looking on the past Board of Works
Okay. Well,
I would be comfortable with that. If you guys are comfortable, we can also take any questions if we need.
when we order in bulk, 1,500 gallons or more, we get probably about a 50-cent discount on our diesel and petrol or gasoline.
And how many gallons do these hold?
These are 2,500 gallons. And the unique thing about this is we don't have to monitor tanks. They're all done electronically. So through the company that is with this agreement, they will monitor those tanks. So when they reach a certain fuel, they'll send out a truck and then refill them. So
We've done this before, or is this recurring, or is this
no,
new?
this is not recurring. This is brand new, trying to save some money on the budgets and stuff like that. So over the year, you're looking at a potential of probably anywhere from, I would say, about $15,000 to $20,000 savings in our fuel account. So.
Randy, I apologize, you did send them to me Wednesday,
Okay.
so I'll get them reviewed.
There is no cost to the city. It's a 3-year contract agreement. And with that 3-year agreement, they kind of like roll in the expense of the equipment that they install. So there's no upfront cost at all with this equipment.
Randy, I
being-
apologize. So on
ahead.
the agenda, we have equipment and loan supply agreement as one thing, and then fuel equipment loan and supply agreement. Are you talking about
All right.
both right now, or just the fuel?
So this is the DEF agreement. So there's 2 agreements. One's DEF, and that's diesel emission fuel, and that is a supplement that our diesel trucks use for the regen system. So I believe that's a 500-gallon tank that's going to be installed, is actually our fuel and gasoline. So there's 2 different type of agendas on today's board meeting. So.
I'll make a motion, we move forward with the equipment loan supply agreement, subject to legal review.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And that gets us to the fuel equipment loan and supply agreement.
Yes, and that's what I was speaking with previously with
Gotcha.
the fuel that's being supplied at a discounted rate when we order in bulk. So,
I'll make a motion, we approve the fuel equipment loan and supply agreement,
Second.
subject to legal review.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. And that gets us, thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
That gets us to the ADP HR module. Lynn or Karen is, Lynn's coming up, cool. I've been excited about this.
Yeah, me too. Good morning. I am coming to the board to ask for approval to purchase an HR module to accompany ADP. And the exciting thing is it's coming in about 1/3 of the cost of what we thought it would be. The final quote was $67.68 annually, and it's a month-by-month contract, so we could terminate the contract anytime we needed to. But this will allow us to obtain critical information that we need for mandatory reporting and that type of thing. So I would ask for your approval for that.
Just want to say thank you for spending the time you did finding this. I think it's great. We had this
Thank you.
budgeted for, and I think it came in a little bit under budget, and then for the discount cost to be, saving some still, I definitely think that's great. I also particularly love that it is month by month. I know that we've been in communication with Liz that if the clerk treasurer's office were to make a change in like other, software they're using, the month by month allows us to switch out if we needed to find something more compatible with the CT's office, so.
Well, and I would say, I think we vetted probably 6 other companies, but as the mayor said, it just seemed that while payroll is being run through ADP, it was the most cohesive to keep those 2 together, so we weren't running a disjointed program. So ultimately, we decided that was the best option.
I'll make a motion, we approve the ADP HR module.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you.
Gets us to the fire department board up policy. You can come on up, chief.
Good morning. In the beginning of March with the city council meeting, we approved, or the city council approved an ordinance to establish a board-up policy. This is the procedure for the board-up policy that I am presenting to you now. What this policy does is it creates a procedure that would happen in the event that a homeowner, if they sustained a fire or any kind of damage to their home, this would create an ability, if they were not able to contact anybody to secure their home, this would give us the ability to assist them in securing their home. The procedure lays out how we will go about obtaining the companies for the list. I will, on April 8th, have a list of approved contractors for you, but currently this just establishes the procedure and policy for creating said list.
So kind of like creating a tow list?
It's
Same idea,
essentially the
right?
same concept, yes,
Okay,
sir.
That's a good idea.
I think that the main difference, and Chief, you can correct me if I'm like off, but whereas with like a tow list, of course, if the police are, taking like a wrecked car, a car they call, on the list, this creates a list that when the fire department does have to be the one making a call, it rotates. But I believe for the majority, it's the homeowner responsibility. But what this does is this allows us to have essentially a certified or checked, vendor list. So if a homeowner says, who can I call, we can provide them that list and they can do their work on if they want to pick somebody on the list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Primarily, they take care of this. You're just giving them who does it.
Correct.
Great.
I know the police have really done a great job explaining the difference between towing and this, but the framework is something we definitely appreciate that it was built off of.
Yeah, we definitely could not have gotten to the point we were without assistance from the police department and the legal review and assistance in developing the policy. I believe there should have been a copy in Dropbox as well.
I'll make a motion, we move forward with the fire department's board-up policy.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
That gets us to the bulk item appeals. We've got a number. Mr. Reader, you're already there and ready to go. We'll start with, if it works for you on the schedule, 5589 Robbins.
5589 Robbins, is this one on? Oh, it is on. This is a situation where the resident was using their personal can. I don't know if the pictures are here. Let me see if I could. Trying to get my notebook to cast here, and it's not casting. Give me a second here.
Looks like Z might be coming to give some assistance.
Yeah, HDMI. The other screen is hooked up. Can you see my cursor? Hold on. You know what? Hold on. I can do this. There we go. All right, that'll work. So with this one, the resident was using their own personal can. They do have City of Portage totes, and if it was the process of she had both her totes out there to the curb, and they were filled along with her personal can, I could see us charging the bulk item fee of $40. But she's only using one can, the volume of trash. So, and she was not aware of that rule. She thought she was just putting one can out to be serviced. That's all the trash she had during her times that we charged her using her bulk or personal can. So I'm asking the board to, in this situation, to waive the $40 fee, even though, Yeah, it's a $40 bulk fee for this particular situation at Robbins, because she was using her personal cans, but she did not accompany the volume of the City of Portage totes. See, you understand what I'm saying? She's only using one can.
We see it. It's one
So
can being used,
she knows
yeah.
going forward that she's supposed to put her City of Portage tote at the curb, and we've not charged her since then. So she understands that. So under this situation, I'm asking the board to be lenient in this, these charges and reverse the, I think, total of $80. There was one incident, and then there was another, this one, so,
Was this a new resident? Somebody?
hey, so.
I'm not looking to go do a deep dive. I trust
Yeah.
your assessment. I was just, yeah. So the personal can thing was just not being aware that you could use the other one or something like that.
Yes, correct.
Oh, you definitely can. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. You can come on up. And again, no worries. We understand what's being said. I apologize for my confusion there.
Good morning, everybody. They charged me 3 times, so when I get the fare bill, I say, wait a minute. And they say especia picado. I say, what are the other especia picado? If I put only one can. I say, but I didn't even pay attention that they don't have to say porridge because my son switched my garbage can. So that's why I didn't know. 'Cause I just moved back to New York, and I'm going to go back to New York again, so.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much. And again, thanks for explaining. Because, yeah, even actually looking, that looks a lot like one of our cans.
Yes,
it's
it
actually
is.
like kudos.
It is a toter.
Honestly, Randy, like kudos to like our guys in the sanitation department that they recognized that was not a counterfeit, but a, not, regulation can. I would have totally fell for it just driving by.
And we do have situations where the resident has their personal cans, and they'll put out the City of Portage totes and also utilize our personal totes.
But in those matters, we
So,
would charge the
yes, we
special
would
pickup.
charge.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the appeal and reverse the charges for 5589 Robbins Avenue.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And so now we go to 5384 Central.
That resident is here today and would like to address the board.
You said the resident is here?
Yes.
Oh, well, then you can come on up. Randy, she's coming up. Can you explain from our end what's going on here?
This was actually serviced on January 7th. It was the day after. This is a Monday route. We were running behind a little on bulk and trying to service the neighborhood. And we came back the next day and serviced this current pile here. We did measure it out. Our measurements when we came onto the scene was 11 by 5, which would be over the 40 square feet. And this particular resident was charged $100. So, and that's on Central, 5384.
All right. Nice to meet you. And sorry, I said she. There was a lady in the audience who looked like you were standing up, so I thought you were the resident coming up. I'm sorry. No worries. You can go ahead.
You're the one that put the pile there. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. I was going to say hello, family, and introduce. I'm used to going to meetings. But my name is David Papich. I'm also known as Freedom. And what we have here, I have a picture of the pile that was there on Sunday night waiting to be picked up. And as happenstance would say, I sent a friend of mine a video of a plow going by on Monday night. And I have a picture of that with a wall of snow coming toward that pile that distorted it, that I didn't notice at the time until I got charged. Now, what do I do? Can I approach the bench or something with these
Yeah, you can come up
pictures?
and show us the pictures. No, it's okay. As this process goes on over the years, I'm sure we'll develop us.
That's the way it was on Sunday night.
Okay.
Here go Monday morning, and this is on Monday night, which we got snow on that day. It's fixing to- I don't know how many times the plow went by. I don't know if I need to be by the microphone again.
So you're saying, if I'm understanding this right, you're claiming that it was under 40 square feet, and you think that the plow's snow
Yes.
hitting it brought it to over 40 square feet?
Yes. if you
I'll show
can
this
see
to my
by the-
colleagues on the board.
If you can see by the shadow of the telephone pole on the pile, now the pile's against the telephone pole and beyond it.
So that's the picture of when our guys came and picked it up, which is over 40 square feet. What the resident, I apologize, what was your name again?
Freedom, just call me Freedom.
What Mr. Freedom is saying is that this was under 40 square feet. He's claiming it was under 40 square feet originally. Yeah, I mean, just looking at it from a picture, I can't really say that you can tell by any means that those are smaller. Did you measure it when you put it out to make sure that it was less than 40 square feet?
I was going by the size of the mattress and added a little, although that thing on the front that's there with the legs, that was further up in the pile. And, but you can see the boards are sticking out beyond the telephone pole. And if you look at the picture that I gave you from Sunday night, there's nothing sticking even to the telephone pole.
Randy, when our guys measured, would they have measured based on where the board is sticking out, or would they have measured more based on the ground where the blue bin is?
Yeah, where the blue starts and all going to the very end of the pile. We measured the footprint.
Yeah, I was going to say, our guys don't go that far out, so...
But even the blue tote, you can see exposed grass, so it's been moved.
I don't think that's enough to change the square footage. I apologize. Looking at it, I don't think it's a significant change from the plow going by to that. And I apologize because, I mean, that's certainly a defense, but I just don't see it in the measurement side. If you had maybe measured it before you put it out and you could show like a picture of what you measured at, but I think visually I just can't see the change significantly enough, but I don't know about my colleagues here.
Do you see the boards, how pushed off they are, the shadow on from the telephone?
Yeah, but
pole
as
on
Mr.
the
Reader,
board?
Randy, what's your recommendation?
Well, if Mr. Freedom is willing to go half for the costs, the department is willing to go half. Instead of the full 100, if the board would recommend maybe a reduction in the bulk item fee, but for it to go away based on what we got. I understand that Mr. Freedom has brought some pictures, but I'd be more interested in a picture after the plow came through. He's got a plow approach in the pile, but there's no picture after. And that would strongly give evidence to what he's suggesting happened, but we don't have any picture after the plow came through afterwards.
I'm just trying to
So-
figure out, and I don't mean any offense,
Yes.
but I'm not even sure why we would want to cut it in half if there's no indication that the length of the pile changed. All we really know is that a plow drove by. I mean, I just think that it's important for residents to know that our policy is consistent. You know, this is an over 40 square foot amount. It's not based on the sticks or the board sticking out. If that was the case, I could see some argument there, but again, it doesn't look like a significant change. You can even tell that the snow around it's not terribly impacted by the plow. It looks like it's 40 square feet, and like I say, I just think that we need to uphold our policy. That's my view, though, but again, I'm only one voting member of the board.
I don't know how many times the plow went by.
I mean, but there's so many vehicles that go by, and as noted, I mean, I appreciate you've got a picture before, but there's no significant change to the way it's set up, and as Randy noted, our guys don't measure based on the thing sticking out. They're measuring based on the footprint on the ground. It's over 40 square feet, and I don't know how we could justify to other residents who have paid $100 for over 40 square feet to say that a city vehicle drives by, therefore we have to have some sort of, what's the word, reasonable doubt over the size of it. I just think that's a bad precedent for us to set. I appreciate Mr. Reader's, I think kindness, probably because this might be your first time, but I think this is a very clear 40 square foot. I think it's a very clear $100.
I'll make a motion that we decline the appeal for 5384 Central Avenue.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Have a great day.
You too.
Keep them for posterity, for your next example.
We'll start building up a file. Yeah. All right, so that gets us to 5891 Newport. You can come on up if you'd like to speak, or,
Newport? Anyone from Newport?
well then, Mr. Reader, maybe you could just describe the situation at Newport?
Newport is where a property had closed, it had exchanged hands. So I'm asking for this one to, the new owner had also, they didn't put the trash out, the old owner did. So I'm asking underneath these circumstances that the $40 bulk fee be reversed.
That makes sense
So-
to me. This might just be an unfortunate situation, but we don't have any recourse, I take it, if somebody leaves stuff out and then moves away. I mean, legally speaking, it's probably more to find with the D at the end, right?
Yeah,
Than-
Mayor, they very seldom ever leave a forwarding address, so.
Makes sense, just, yeah, I get it. But we don't want to punish the new owner for what the old one did, so, yeah.
I'll make a motion upon staff recommendation that we waive the $40 fee for 5891 Newport.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And that gets us to 5437 Boulder.
Yes, 5737 Boulder. He said he was not aware of the ordinances with Amnesty Day. This was serviced on February 4th. His Amnesty Day was actually February 11th with the new schedule. So I don't believe they're here. I'm asking the board to uphold this charge.
I'll make a motion to deny the appeal for 5437 Boulder.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Okay,
And then that gets us to 6670 Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Let's see here. Hawthorne, right there it is. This one was it exchanged hands, but the residents claiming that all the charges were for the previous homeowner. Going through these pictures here, this is the first one. This is the previous homeowner and what they placed out. I don't believe the homeowner's here. Anyone from Hawthorne here today? No, okay. So the first picture we see here is what the actual previous homeowner put out. And then the change of the house happened on January 7th. This was picked up on January 2nd. So if I go and continue with this, and we'll go on to the next picture. All right, the for sale sign has been removed from the front yard, and this is the new homeowner. He's claiming that all these charges belong to the previous homeowner. This was serviced on January 15th. January 8th, we had no bulk out there at the curb. So the new homeowner took over, placed these items at the curb, and then the second charge that he's disputing was January 29th. So I'm asking the board to uphold the two charges of $40 for January 15th and the 29th as service charges. So.
I'll make a motion to deny the appeal for 6670 Hawthorne Avenue.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And thank you, Randy.
All right. Yeah, we have.
I
we have one
apologize, we
more.
have a surprise. Yeah.
We have 6832 we'd like to add to the agenda for Mercedes. I believe she's here. Yes. If you want, go ahead. So this is a unique situation, and if you'd hear me out.
It is very unique.
So the current homeowner right today, they were paying actually the $20 service fee, monthly trash, and they were also paying a extra $10 a month. They only have 2 City of Portage totes, and they have their own personal tote. So they were placing all those at the curb for service days. She's actually paying $30 a month for trash, okay? And she had her own personal can. She did not have 3 City of Portage totes. We never know what happened to that third one. But our guys seen the 2 City of Portage totes and her regular tote, and we were charging her an extra bulk item fee each week she placed those out to the curb. Is that correct?
Yes, but
Okay.
can I explain something?
Oh, of course.
sorry guys, I'm like terrified to speak in public.
Don't you worry, we're, yeah.
The random can is from my neighbor. So what happened is, I think it was last August or so, there was a strong storm. All the trash cans blew down the street, okay? And my kids went, because I have 4 kids, they went and grabbed the cans, brought them back to the house. I never take out trash. I don't, put the cans to the side of the house. I never even noticed there was that trash can that they brought back was a city of a Portage can. I never noticed it, okay, honestly. Or I would have called back in August or September, October. And honestly, guys, I am so busy, I don't even read the bill. I thought that I was just always behind a bill, where there's a lot of bills, right? And I said, I'm always behind a month. Why is it always like 300? It was like $350 I always owed, okay? So I'd always pay like, I'm sorry, I'm so embarrassed, $150 to $200 each time, okay? So then I got I got something in the mail, and it stated that it was a pre-lien letter for like $500. And then it included the bill. So that's when I'm like, what in the world is this? And that's when I called. And I learned, and then I went outside. I talked to somebody from 2 different departments. I went outside, and yeah, there's a non-city of Portage trash can. But the neighbors next door, they have like 5 of those. And I have pictures too, okay? Like, I honestly did not know that there was a non-city of Portage trash can. It looks exactly the same as the other one, and we even bought a fence to make it look pretty because I'm in Austin Hills right there. I even bought a little fence that goes on the side just so people don't see the, the trash cans and make them, to make it look nice. I never noticed it. And I've been paying like $80 a month since August. And I calculated it's been like $800. And that's like a lot. I would not have, if I would have noticed this, honestly, I never noticed I had a non-city of Portage trash can. I did always notice the neighbors had theirs, but I don't know. I don't know how that works, you know what I mean?
So history of neighbors and everybody, aside, I mean, I can talk to Randy about that just to figure some of that out. So if I understand it, you believe that you were basically being charged, what you believed you should have been being charged, and based on it, you thought you were paying for your standard 2, the 20 a month, plus the extra 10 for the third. Is that correct?
Yeah, but
Sorry,
and I always thought I was behind a bill, because like, how in the world would you not notice, right? I honestly always thought I'm behind a month, and I could never get caught up. So that's why I didn't call back in August when I was first charged for this, and that's when we had that storm, and the trash cans blew all the way down the street, like all the neighbors did. And my kids, they don't know, they just go grab 3 trash cans, or grab 3 cans, and I didn't notice that there's a non-city of Portage tote. I don't even know what to do with this tote. I have it in my garage. I'm scared I need a non-city, I need a city of Portage tote, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not mine.
So are you saying when the cans blew down there, they brought back one that wasn't yours, so somebody else has your can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know who. This was back in August or the end of July, whenever that storm was.
Randy, were they on record of having 3 Portage totes at one time?
Yes, they were on record, yes. But our guys, when they
They were paying
come
a
across a
30, so they were
situation-
paying a $30 bill.
Yes.
But you can, and I apologize not to, you can pay a $30 bill and then for whatever reason, just choose to put out 2 cans. So from our guys, what they're seeing is a non-Portage tote, putting the bill on there. Yeah, I can, see how that would happen, so.
This happened about 13 times, so there's probably about $560 worth of bulk item charges in this particular situation.
I think it was a little bit more. I wrote down the dates. The lady, I talked to somebody from the city department, and they transferred me to the streets department. It was like this mysterious trash can thing, and it was like a little bit more. Like right now, there's like $196 charge plus all these, I mean, I can't even believe that I have been paying this. I honestly thought I was behind each month, like I could never get caught up, like everything else, right? You know, so and two, if I took out trash, might have noticed it. I don't take out trash. That's one thing I refuse to do in my house. I do everything else. You guys take out trash. You guys take the trash cans to and from the street. You know, I don't.
Oh, and just to give you some assurance, like the non-City of Portage trash can we're looking at there, if that's the one, I mean, it's not as if it's significantly bigger than the other ones. Like, you certainly weren't like purposely trying to throw more away and tricking like our guys.
No,
you know?
it's the exact same size, honestly.
You know, and I think that the other part is when our guys pick stuff up, guys and gals, I'm sorry, when they pick something up, they don't necessarily know that you're paying for 3 already. They just see a non-City of Portage can, and then they mark that. You know, I say that because the guy in the truck doesn't necessarily know that there's already 3 being paid for. If there was a way to know that, like if something like beeped on the camera, beep, beep, this is a 3-toter house, you know, I think that your timing couldn't be better because we already have somebody who also had a similar, you know, can, you know, out there that they believed was a city can, and, you know, it's not. When it comes to what you're asking, and I can ask Michelle on this, we can waive like fees that are not yet paid, but I think that there's also a request here for a refund. I think that is logistically difficult to do compared to crediting something, or I'm not quite sure the mechanics of that based on just what's being requested here. The balance due, not the amount paid, is that right, or?
That's the balance due right now, because I've been waiting to see if this is going to be taken care of.
Gotcha.
Randy, what do you suggest?
Well, we have on record through our office 13 different times that this has happened, totaling to $560 in bulk items. I'm asking the board to waive all those and credit the account in this type of situation. We have requested the clerk's office to bring her back down to $20 a month since she only has the City of Portage totes. And then later on, she now understands that she's not to place that personal tote to the curb unless it's Amnesty Day. And she only places the 2 City of Portage totes now. And once this is cleared up, she wants to request that 3rd tote back. There's proper paperwork to be filled out, and she'll be charged that extra going forward. But right now, she's back to $20.25.
But I need 3 cans. We're a household of 6. And I don't even know what to do with this 3rd tote. I'm like scared to death of it.
Randy, could she?
Give it back to the neighbor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Randy, if no neighbor claims it, like just for the effect, could she give the 3rd tote to the department and we could, I don't think we can like melt it or something. That's probably not environmentally
We could
sound.
properly dispose
We could
of
do
it.
something
Gosh.
ceremonial with it to help you like feel better
Yeah,
and
like
heal a bit.
it's in my garage. I'm like, no one touch this. I even
can-
put duct tape on the lid and like, gosh.
Speaking as the mayor, not a Board of Works member, if Randy, if there's a way to accommodate that, even if we just send a guy in a truck, if you want to give it away, we could take it and we'll
Hey,
send it
you
to a
can have
farm
it. I
somewhere.
do not want
We'll
this
put a
thing.
Portage stamp on it and repurpose it. If there's anything we could do even symbolically to make you feel better, I'm happy to
Thank
do
you.
that. This is why we have a Board of Works appeal process, by the way. Like, this is actually, the crazy things do happen, you know?
I'll make a motion that we grant the appeal in the amount of $560 and get her down the 2 totes and eventually back up to 3.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you so much, and you
Thank
spoke
you.
very well.
So nervous. And then how do I get a 3rd tote?
So you'll want to talk to Randy. You can talk to him now after the meeting, whenever you're comfortable, and he can guide you through that. It's not difficult. I'm just saying it very formally. He'll guide you through
And
that.
then will
Krista,
I get a
just email
credit
me.
on the bill?
Just email me.
Just
got
email
my
you?
email,
Okay.
yes,
And
okay.
will I get a credit on the bill?
Randy, I think you're talking about what was already paid?
Yeah, the 560.
Yes, we'll process that through the clerk's office, through we have a special form that we process those credits, so.
Gotcha, and he can
Check
explain
my
that
email,
too.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you. I have to
Thank
go back
you.
to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Did you guys have a chance to look at the claims? Were there any questions?
I do have a question on the temporary loans from the RDC. Are those going to be paid back through grants or?
Randy, I guess we're calling you back up.
That's all right. Those goes with the CNG, so there's a NOFA grant through the NERC. RDC has agreed to front all that money, and then and then we pay it back. Once the grant has been fulfilled in its requirements, there's a process. That money is actually, once we go through that process, within 30 days, that money is credited back 80%, and then the city comes up with the 20% and repays back the redevelopment commission.
Thank you. I'll make a motion, we approve the claims in the amount of $2,328,818.74.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any other business from the board? We don't have a public input spot, I'm sorry. Or was this the thing that we talked about? Oh, well, then you can come up. Sorry. I apologize. There's no, like, what's the term, like remonstration or input spot, but I recall you and I talked, so yes, this is actually something that is other business, so thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Board, Mayor. Shout out to our public servants, our people that run to the danger, because I am running away from the danger, so I appreciate that. I'm here to make a report, to bring to your attention some things that occurred with some of your leadership in the police department here in the city of Portage regarding the public, and it's an honor to represent the public and to share this information with you. So, I attend public meetings. I love public meetings. It's like a great movie, like a great TV show. I love my daughter being in public meetings. They're great. I love public meetings, you know. It's like I watch sports shows all day. So I found myself many times going to the police merit board meeting, which is at the police department, and I could never get in because the police department is locked, right? And you never want to have an appearance of any kind of impropriety, right? Like, why is it locked if there's a public meeting, right? That kind of doesn't, you know, I mean, no one's trying to do something secretive, right? So you go there and, you know, because the meeting's listed on the website, on the city site. It's a public meeting happening at this time at this place. And, you know, you go there, the police station is locked. You can't get in. You call on the phone, you know, to the dispatch, you know, wherever they are. And they're like, well, we'll send an officer over. I'm just trying to go to a public meeting. An officer comes over and is like, I don't know anything about any meeting. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the meeting's not taking place, you know. Who knows? Okay. So that happens again. And that happens again. So I'm inquiring, like, hey, you know, I don't want to, you know, try to come off as a genius, but hey, maybe, you know, something's wrong. There could be a solution here, right? So the officer that happened to come out a couple times was Lieutenant Damon Wazalewski of the Portage Police Department. And he would come out and, you know, let me know, you know, basically, hey, you know, yeah, there's no meeting coming on. Maybe it was canceled. It was, you know, rescheduled, whatever the case may be. And my question is, well, how would the public know, right? I mean, how, you know, it's posted. You know, I'm coming here, there's nothing listed on the police station. I mean, we're calling. How would the public know this information? And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm literally the only one, you know, potentially. Or maybe there's others that are coming in, you know, finding this challenge. So, may I approach?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So, I went back. Pass one out for public so y'all can pass this around and see. And I'll pass this. So I went back to the next public meeting, and look at that. Look at that. Look what was posted in the window of the Portage Police Department. A note stating that, hey, this meeting today was canceled. So now, as the public, now I'm aware. Now I know. Now I don't have to sit here and call on the phone and wait for 20 minutes for someone to come and wonder, is this meeting that, because that is now posted to say, hey, there was a change, right? So what's important to the public and what I want to point out is why was it posted? See, that's what I want everyone to get. Why was that posted? And the reason that was posted is because Lieutenant Damon Wazalewski, he engaged in effective leadership. He took feedback from the public for something that could be very simple, very, baseline, simple as it could get issue. But what did he do? I don't know exactly what he did, but he affected change and brought about change. And he told me, he talked with, some of his team and some of his people. And that's a simple thing. And when simple things happen, that really gives the public confidence that, hey, they can handle the bigger things because these simple things. But, if I were to never share this with you, you would never know and never be aware about this. And it's very important because I think when the public gives feedback, it should be heard, it should be listened to, as Lieutenant Damon Wazalewski in the Portage Police Department did. He had meetings, he brought about change, he made things better when a member of the public shared information with him. And that gives the public great confidence, and that's what I have here 3 certificates, and I'll just read them onto the record. The first one is for you, Mayor Austin Bonta, for executing your responsibility to provide the public with law enforcement professionals that exhibit effective leadership. Thank you, Mayor A.B.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
I'll give that to you to sign. You can sign your own and sign these other ones. I have one. I'll leave this. I'm sure you can pass this. I know we have the great Assistant Police Chief here. Maybe he can pass them on. But I have for Lieutenant Damon Wazalewski for executing on your responsibility to follow up on very important feedback procured from the public and directly affecting positive change by acting on that feedback. And then I also have someone, because I'm big on leadership, because at the end of the day, the leadership is responsible for everything. Chief Mike Candiani, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing. Candiano. That's how I teach my daughter. Where'd you get the E? It says, for executing on your responsibility to deliver to the public officers that exhibit effective leadership acumen, resulting in a best quality of life for the public. Thank you, Chief MC. So I'm going to sign these. I'm going to give them to you, and I wanted to bring this to your attention. It's a simple thing, but I think it's very important, and I know you're here to be educated and learn about the important facts that happen within the city of Portage that affect the residents, and I'm thankful that I could do that today. Thank you for the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming up.
And on that note, is there any other business, or do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.